I need to get fucking.
You're good. You're good. Take your time.
Recharging my shields.
Love it. You love to see it. Do I headshot this guy? Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes. Yes.
You want it?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
They went straight down.
Hack, are you full sending it? Come back.
Got him.
What you mean?
I'm just, bro. What do you want from me? All right, Wraith, the very sought after legend. I used to main Wraith back in the day. It was my very first legend. I claimed to be the best Wraith at the time. Started off like this. Welcome to the... No, I'm not going to do that. But welcome to the Wraith Guide. Wraith used to be, again, my main legend before Pathfinder, before the hook and figuring out that character and things like that. Wraith still, in my opinion, is the #1 legend in the game. Just because, 1, her size. 2, her mobility feels really clean. There's very, very few legends that feel the way that she does in terms of movement. I think everyone can agree that, like, you'll play, you'll play Gibraltar or even play Pathfinder, or you play like these bigger characters and they kind of feel like some kind of clunk to it, right? Or that you feel bigger. When you're playing Wraith, you almost feel like a little mouse. You're just like, you feel like you could just wall jump and fly everywhere and just kind of do everything that you want. In terms of learning mobility, because all of the legends mobility is the same, right? Like the speed to sprint, the wall hopping is the same. The only thing that really changes is like POV of like one's taller, one's shorter, one feels bigger, but necessarily the speed's the same, everything's the same, right? It's just kind of like that feel. You're not always going to have the kunai for my new Wraith players. The kunai is an heirloom, so that you see the weapon that I'm holding. It's an heirloom. A lot of you guys are going to ask how to get this heirloom, and to that I say go to your wallet, purse, whatever you have handy, PayPal, and pretty much think of it like a vending machine that has like a very low chance of giving you what you want, right? So what you do is take your credit card, take your PayPal, whatever, and just keep throwing money at it until it gives you this kunai. You know what I mean? Like just toss money at this shit, all right? And then you can get one of these kunais, and it could run you for the upward cost of $50 or $500, excuse me. Her passive is super good because it allows you to know what's around you. If you target Wraith and put her in like your reticle, so like if you're looking at her while she's running, she says someone's aiming at me, which lets you know that there's someone aiming at, you know that there's someone in the area of a range that you can see. And furthermore, if she says somebody's sniping at me, you know that person has a sniper rifle. Being an aggressive legend, she's really, really good at. It is supposed to be that legend that goes in there, does as much damage as possible, and is able to get out. But not only that, this legend can get large amounts of information for your team, large amounts of information from a distance. You know what I mean? Like even knowing that someone's looking at you while you're on rotate is giant. Wraith's Q, it allows her to basically become... Now, when you're using your Q, you actually get a speed boost. So you actually run a little bit faster with her Q, right? But in the beginning, you'll see that I'm sprinting, right? The second that I press Q, I slow down. With that being said, pressing your Q button as Wraith, if you press it in the wrong time, it can get you killed. When you press your Q, you need to be using this Q and a full-on understanding that 1, you need a full second of movement to like dodge and weave and things like that so you don't take damage, so you can actually get the Q off. And you need to understand that like it's also pulling you out of the fight. So know when you press this, you can't shoot your gun, you can't do anything. You are literally using this to rotate. Now, combined with your ultimate ability, if you press your ultimate ability, your Q becomes instant, but you don't get the speed boost. So that's the trade-off. Now, one thing I'll say as a Wraith player, a nice little tip to counter this is when you're sprinting, you press your Q, but you slide at the same time. So you press your Q, you'll see me slide and I'll jump, and this allows you to keep the momentum. It's a lot easier to do it off of things like this. So you see, I don't lose... I basically don't lose that speed. So you're just kind of running, you slide off, jump, and you're able to keep that momentum. We'll move on to the ultimate ability. The ultimate is a portal in which it gets you from point A to point B, and it drags your whole team through the void without taking any damage. As a Wraith player, it's your job to make this portal from point A to point B as difficult as possible for you to be hit on the other side. What I mean by this is my team is caught out here. right? Very open space, right? Very open space. So I'm going to be like, hey, come over here, come over here. I'm going to start portal, right? So that way I can buy time for my team. You're going to want to put your portal in a spot that is somewhat covered so it allows your team to use it safely, right? Because if it's out in the open, they can just die and then take the portal, and then people are just going to send your portal, right? A lot of the times this, if combined with Gibraltar, Gibraltar will throw his dome. The second the dome hits the ground, you want to use your portal. Now, with this being said, portal is a distance of 75 meters. So a lot of the times before you portal, if you can, look at the direction that you want to go and think to yourself, like you would press the map and you would look and you can ping.
go this way.
And when you ping, if you look on your screen, it says how many meters that is in front of you. So if I start my portal and run over there, it'll be at 59 meters. I know I can go a few feet beyond that. So with that being said, if it's 75 meters, you'll see me sometimes when I play Wraith. I'm like, you'll see a lot of Wraith players when they play Wraith, is they'll ping and they'll ping again and they'll ping again, and they're trying to figure out how far they can go, like, to maximize the portal. As a Wraith player, you never want to just run your portal in a straight line in front of the enemy. You want to make this as difficult as possible. So if I ping over here, my team's getting shot right here. I portal, I sprint, I can press my Q, which is instant.
Portal placed.
Cut the camera. Cut the fucking camera. Cut the fucking camera. Cut it out. Why does this shit happen to me, bro? Like I was saying before. Let me just try to
Let's go this way.
do this again. So press my Q, which is instant.
Portal's ready.
All right, so you place your portal. Now that my portal's placed, you see that I put it in an area, right? So my team's getting shot right here. I got it from point A to point B, but I placed it here. Now, of course, you can place your portal into buildings, and you can place your portal into many different things. Now, with the portal, while you're using the portal, you cannot take zip lines. Just know that. You can't take zip lines. So when you're in your portal, you can only open doors. When you're in your shift, you cannot open doors. So when you're in your queue, you can't open any doors. So you have to make sure that doors are being opened for you, or the door is already open before you go to it. Furthermore, that's actually a counter to Wraith. If a Wraith is in a very closed building, let's say a Wraith is in a closed building, and you have the option, close the door the second that you see her queue, close the door. It stops her from walking out and kind of throws her all off. Now, what you just saw 2 seconds ago is when I use my portal, the portal closes, I believe, at 28%. Am I wrong on that, or is it 29? Okay, so the portal closes at 29% of your ultimate being charged. A lot of the times when a team fight happens, as a Wraith player, let's say this is your building, okay? You see 3 death boxes down below. You run down with your portal. You place your portal right here. You place your portal right here. And then you start looting the boxes. You take the portal back. That's kind of when the timer starts. The second the portal is placed, you can kind of tell your teammates, hey, we have only about 10% left of my portal. We need to hurry up. Like, grab whatever loot we can. Or if you're in a team fight and you're fighting and you're doing this and blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. Like, yo, portal's gonna close, portal's gonna close. You take portal, you know it's a one-way because they can't take it. Now, with this being said, I'm going to mention it in this Wraith guide, but this goes for all legends. When you pick up a gold helmet, the cooldown of your abilities is then changed, which means that your ultimate charges faster. With your ultimate charging faster, the timer changes for Wraith. And I don't know the exact time, so I'm going to find that out right now. So your ultimate will charge faster. So while your ultimate charges faster, the timer changes, and you need to understand that when you have a gold helmet, this is important because it's not 28%. So 2 things I want to mention, all right? With the portal, okay? So with the portal, when you're inside the ring, if you're inside the ring and you start your portal and you run and you end your portal, like let's say we're in the ring right now. I start my portal here. I end my portal here. The portal will disappear inside the storm within a set amount of time. So if you're trying to get your teammates from point A to point B, you will have to essentially hold your portal, and you can hold your portal indefinitely. So if I wanted to, I can start my portal. Oh, actually, real quick. If I don't move and I press my portal by accident, if I place it right on top of my body, it cancels my ult and it gives me my charge. So if you accidentally press your ult that is something you can do. So I press it by accident, like, oh, whoops.
Placing a portal.
Just click again, press your alt again, and it will stop the portal. The second that you move,
Setting a portal.
how much percent is it?
Punching a tunnel.
Might be
Setting a portal.
5%.
Punching a tunnel. Portal's
Okay, it's
ready.
5%. So the second that so if you do 5%, your portal will then cancel, or your portal will then place. So you want to make sure the decision you're making is correct. Now, I'm going to give 2 advanced tips. So my 2 advanced tips, as again, Wraith is a very aggressive legend. A lot of times in higher competitive tiers, when you start your portal, teams will see that and think to themselves, when Wraith starts her portal, she cannot shoot her weapons. She can't change her weapons. She can't do anything, right? Which means that essentially a 3v3 scenario, let's say you're up top, train train yard is a perfect example. Well, a team is on top in train, a team's below train in that kind of like giant box part, you know what I'm talking about, like that giant building in train yard to the right. So you walk into trader, one team's up top, one team's on bottom. I've had it happen to me, and I've done it to people. The second that you hear the audio cue of a Wraith portaling, you know that that situation has now turned into a 3v2. Warehouse. Yes, it's warehouse. That situation just turned into a 3v2. Now, to counter this, right, is a lot of Wraiths, you'll see it. They'll start portal, hold it for a second, and then cancel. And it plays a trick on the enemy team because they'll end up dropping on you, and you'll be prepared for it because they think that that Wraith's going to portal out. So it's a good way to juke people. It's a good way to mess with people. So that way you can kind of get some free kills. Now, at the same time, too, if you do this, you place your portal,
Setting a portal.
your team members need to be holding their shotguns or holding whatever guns and staring at the drop because you can easily get dropped on. It happens all the time while you're waiting for your Wraith to finish their portal, and then you take it. So just keep that in mind. Furthermore, again, is your portal. I know a lot of people want to talk about this. A lot of people want to talk about kidnapping. Kidnapping is not easy. Professionals make it look easy. It's not easy. What you do is you press your portal, you run at somebody. Let's say they're in, let's say
Hostile right here. Left hostile right here. Contact.
So what you do is you run at the person, right? You press your Q so they can't shoot you. When you run at them, you almost want to run like behind them. Because when you run behind them, a lot of times when they're shooting you, they're going boom, 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 boom. They're backing up because they see you coming. So it's kind of one of these things where you just kind of like, you kind of jump at somebody, but you almost place it like right behind them. Because if you place it in front of them, not a lot of people run forward. It just kind of depends, right? Like you have to guess what their movement is, right? So a lot of times you press your Q, jump over them, place it, and you try to basically catch them. Because you can run through them. You can run through them with your Q. You can run right through people. So you like place it. So you can kind of like and like you want to place it like on them, but like almost behind them, so they just back up into it. A lot of times too, people are running. You can kidnap from their movement. So if they're running forward, you can just like run and just go boom and place it in front of them. Boom, kidnaps. When they're done kidnapping, your team's going to the other side with massives and boom, boom, they're dead. Right? Easy. Do not press your Z and then jump because it starts your portal in the air.
I set the portal.
And now your team can't take it. They can't. Their dead bodies can't walk into the portal. Depending, like, I mean, on the hill they're good because they can just kind of crawl into it because it's the way it is. But like, if I did this on low ground and I jumped, they cannot crawl into the portal. Now, I will say one more thing is when you have a portal in front of you, so portal here, right? If you kill somebody on the portal, a good way to stop your enemies, if you can. So let's say I started the portal up here, they end over here. Let's say I'm in a building, right? I knock the person that took my portal. A lot of times what happens is that person will try to go back through my portal. Immediately your thought process is to finish them. When you finish them, they can't go through the portal. It's the only way to stop them from moving. If they have a knockdown shield, let's say I have the purple one, you're not getting through that. They're going to crawl through the portal. They're going to get out, right? So you'll see a lot of times people run up and they finish immediately so you can't take the portal back. It's the only 100% effective way to stop people from taking your portal back and getting revived. They're portaling to them. Trying to kidnap.
Yeah, they're portaling
Hold on.
them. Oh my god. These are psychos. Knock. Get me cracked over there.
But
Take or no?
don't get knocked in
All
front
dead,
of me.
all dead, all dead.
Last
Okay.
members down. One squad closer to winning.
They're reviving.
You want to take this?
There?
Yes, you take this, you take this.
I'm ulting further so they can't move back as much.
No, keep behind them.
Opening fire.
Dead.
You can take our port back if you want.
Yeah.
Down. Oh, I want to get my finish on
Behind us,
that.
behind us, behind us. Okay.
We can take our port.
I'm out, man.
I couldn't do it, bro. Where's my port? We died right after, but the portal was perfect. We should have just took the portal back, and we could just like take like to drop that portal. We put that portal down, fried them, got the kills. We could have just took the portal back, grabbed some loot, took the portal back, and been fine. And got in the building. We're end game. That would have been so clean, but instead we stayed too long, and we just died for it.
Ready for scan. She's on horizon to the right.
Let's explore this.
5 on her.
I'm also here. I'm not. 11 in there. I can ulti shit on this rock here.
I'm gonna try to go
Almost
swing
cracked
right on
her.
this horizon.
Go for it. If you get a good swing, I'm gonna
Oh, go! Caustic, 75 health.
45 on. I have
I'm gonna portal
45
behind them. I'm
on-
gonna portal behind them. Actually, no. I'm gonna get a different angle. I'm getting a different angle.
I'm zoning the horizon up from your team.
Caustic one! Caustic one!
Knock him, knock him, knock
They're
him.
portaling him out. They're portaling him out. Horizon one.
Push the rest of him.
Horizon literally fucking
I'm
won.
looking both angles. That's all you.
I can't hit this bitch.
Balloon.
Flash.
Reloading.
Good job, man.
So I put the Wraith Portal down in that spot to give me a different angle, but it also gave me a comfort
no bad
of
support,
being
though.
able to take my portal back in case I got caught out. So it allowed me to pretty much get the
Oh wait, never mind. I actually sorry.
like I said, it enabled me to get a different angle, so I was able to do damage. It was safe in case I needed to get back to my team members. I can always take the portal, go back to my team members, but it opened up a lot of space for my team to push. The only thing is if my team members, if I didn't do the damage, they would have never been able to do the push that they were trying to do.
Nothing. Port.
Wherever you can stick res is good.
I'm on
Portal.
Actually, you get him. You got backpack. Oh, you need Papa Syringe first. Papa Syringe first.
How about Phoenix? Your portal's gonna disappear. You made it like in a really good spot, bro. Like they can't take it or anything. It's a really good portal.
Thank you.
You hear that, Noco's guy? That's a really good portal.
Make sure to get it into the video.
Knocked him.
Hey, Bloodhound, can you keep an eye on the other zip line?
That guy doesn't have a knockdown shield. They're portaling him. No, they portaled him.
Are they portaling from inside the trials?
Yeah, they portal inside trials.
You want to drop down? I have port. You want to drop down?
Yeah, port for me right now. Fracture bolter. All dead. Him utilizing the portal to grab the loot down below, or to get the kills down below and grab the loot and safely come back to our up top was the absolute perfect play. So basically the thing about Wraith is Wraith is an aggressive character, gets you in, you're supposed to be doing as much damage as possible and getting out, basically without dying is the whole purpose of it. Even if you live with, you're supposed to, you're gonna basically, you have to dish as much damage out as possible and get out. You can even live with a sliver of HP, and that's enough, as long as you've done appropriate damage where that team isn't gonna push, right? I'm talking about a full 3v3. You don't exactly want them to, like, you don't want to take a lot of damage on Wraith without dishing out damage. So utilizing my Q and utilizing my portal is going to be like the key to, is basically the key in how you play Wraith. Is you don't want to mess up, especially on the portal. you're probably going to see if my team is in a tough spot, you're going to see how what makes a really good Wraith is being able to portal on an instantaneous basis of like, things are going south, I need to get the hell out of here, right? And that's going to be like another key to how a good Wraith plays is portal is actually one of the most like #1 most important abilities that you could possibly have in a team composition, especially if you have a Wraith on your team. Combined with Dome. But let's I'm gonna try to play a game so you guys can understand. What makes Wraith a very difficult legend to play is because you have to understand when to portal. The second your team goes down, if you understand that you can't win that team fight, your portal needs to be borderline instantaneous. It needs to be programmed in your mind to portal to a safe spot to put your team in a position that they could win, right? Because nobody likes to take portal because they don't know what's on the other side. And when they, let's say one of your teammates goes down, you all three take portal, you're holding your guns, holding portal. When they take it, you're just evening the playing field. Never seen me pick up an R301 because I don't want one. Like, you could definitely pick up an R301.
Enemy taken. That's the last of that squad. You mentioned
All right, easy enough, boys. So, really good. Don't need to do anything.
Care
As
package
you guys
delivered.
saw, I don't really need to change anything. Yeah, ranked with... So if you're playing ranked with Wraith, it's a little bit more different. You're actually put in these situations where you're going to need to queue a lot. You're going to need to portal a lot. A lot of the times in pubs, you see my portal being used more for like an engage rather than disengage. So when I see something like this, right, and my team needs to get near me, I'm going to place my portal in a good spot underneath the steps.
Setting a portal.
Put it behind cover so we can't get shot. Shouldn't be able to knock him. That's
Need to
disgusting.
recharge my shields.
So I know it's a lifeline, right? I know he's gonna be like 1 HP. Take an arc star, throw it on that side of the room, go on the other side, make sure they're gonna come out. I didn't need to press my Q there. I just wanted a reason to press it.
Reloading.
God dang it. But, so a lot of times too, in that situation, you don't necessarily need to press your Q, right? But I press your Q
Catching myself up.
because it provides a tip. If I do enough damage in my team and I'm getting shot at, basically I'm the primary focus of the enemies that are in front of me. They're going to shoot at me. They're going to shoot at me. I'm absorbing the damage, but when I press my Q and I'm able to get away, my team is just getting shots into them. But that's what I do right there. You press your Q, you dodge, you move, and now my teammates are going to start shooting. They know, and I'm allowed to heal. I'm going to pop a Phoenix.
I'm hurt. I'm using a Phoenix kit.
So that was actually a perfect scenario. So my teammates are pinched from both sides, the right and the left. So my portal's up to 50%. I know I have my Q back up. I know the Wraith's on the right side. Wraith is queuing. I don't know what the Wraith is doing.
Reloading.
She's trying to...
Smart moves.
Portal, 'cause I know the developer has self-res. So that was a good scenario where I was using my Q efficiently. This Wraith portaled. See, the position of her portal, what she could have done is she could have taken her portal back, and she could have just kept running. So I need to reposition. Oh, Bloodhound just climbed. So now he might just go through my teammates. That's unbelievable, Justin. So what you can do is you can drop your armor, pick up the armor, grab this.
Whole squad
I'm gonna
down.
drop you my gold armor. So he has an armor, right? So like, just in case, what you could do is you could do that, and then boom, he has an armor, right? So you get into the habit of doing that if you're playing with team members. So that way it allows you to like get back in the team fight in case you guys get caught out.
Reloading.
I don't want to press my Q yet. I'm gonna press my Q now. Walk out of this. And pop a Phoenix. Easy. My team should win this. Yep. I killed Post Malone and 21 Savage. GG's. So in that scenario right there, pressing my Q allowed me to get away from the ultimate. I didn't want to press my Q off the bat because I wanted to see if I can do more damage and potentially get a knock. It's a little bit of a risky play, but something that I was comfortable doing. So in this scenario right here, I want to be able to get high ground for my team members. So I end up cracking the lifeline. So what I can do in this scenario, right, is my team members need to get up on this hill. We have a Pathfinder, most likely gonna... I'm gonna give you guys a portal.
Placing a portal. Shooter, move.
Right here, portal. We take it. We take the high ground. It allowed my team to get a portal. The lifeline's right over here. I'm gonna throw a nade. Gonna hit her for 110 damage. Okay, that's one. Now we just slide down. Jeez. But you see how I was able to place the portal to give my team high ground? In a competitive scenario, that would have been a more realistic scenario. Instead of my team members just kind of running at them, but that's just kind of what happens in pubs. They kind of just run at people. The Hemlock's getting nerfed. The Hemlock is absolutely getting nerfed. It needs to. So one thing I want to mention with Wraith as well. In the Zone 7 circle, Zone 7, I believe, is like the, Zone 7, Zone 8, whatever the final circles are. Wraith is the only legend in the game that takes 0 damage in her Q as well as her portal. And using those 2 abilities in the end game can make you win the game. And I can't exactly explain this unless I go through a professional player's VOD, like in an ALGS. When it actually happens is when these players will place their portal, using it at the correct time, using the percentage, running your portal down to a certain percentage. These are all like super advanced things that is really difficult for me to explain on a regular basis. So it's one of those things where that I might have to go through some more VOD footage to get more of an insight on that.